Okay. Let's talk about a lovely moment. You had a lovely moment with Asia O'Hara in the
Yes.
workroom. Take me back to that time.
Um, it was good. I mean, it was like at the height of all the drama.
Yeah.
And like not to discredit Aisha, but it was a little produced. You know, like
Oh.
before cameras were rolling, she said, producers want me to come and talk to you. Is that okay? Do you have time? Yeah, sure. And so like some great things were said. We were having a conversation. It kind of, after the edit, it kind of looked like she was just giving me like a lecture almost.
Right.
Not in a bad way, but she was just telling me her side, I said my piece and she kind of understood that as well, but the final cut didn't look that way.
Right.
And so like, it was a great moment and I appreciate her for it, but take it with a grain of salt because after all, it was produced.
How many moments did you find yourself involved in during the shoot that you felt were more produced? Like, how much did that happen?
Well, I mean, the whole show is produced.
Well, we get that.
Yeah,
right.
but I mean, like,
how much are they saying, why don't you guys talk about this?
there's literally a person for that who, like, is small enough to run around and, like, whisper, okay, can you go over there? Especially if you're, like, team captain, you're not going to get your makeup done that day because you have to go talk to how you feeling about the challenge? How you feeling about how... And so, like... And I got that task a lot because I wasn't afraid to talk. And so people, producers were very happy to send me here and there to say things. But that's showbiz.
That is showbiz.
Yeah.
Speaking of showbiz, one of your roughest moments was Blue Ivy and Snatch Game. How could you do that to your beautiful Blue Ivy and your Beyonce? How did that feel? And like, what was going on there?
That was, okay, so I have a solid Blue Ivy.
Okay.
Is the thing. And
Right.
like, I auditioned with Blue Ivy and I got on the show. And like, multiple people who were in the room said to me later, they were like, if it wasn't for Asia, your Blue Ivy was cute. And so it was like, and me being not in the right headspace when Asia said, is it okay if I do Blue Ivy or I do Beyonce and we can back off? As a competitor, I should have been like, hell no, like don't step on. But I was like, sure, I needed a sister. I wanted to have somebody to lean on in the moment. I didn't know that she was not going to be a good Beyonce, but I was like, so, it kind of brought me down, and it sucks that I was the one in the bottom anyway. A lot of times with the show, I try not to, like, hash out what was fair, what was not, because what was most important to me was that I am not there anymore, and I don't have to go through that.
Right. Well, we just have to continue hashing back through it for a few
get
more
back to
minutes. Now, tell me, there was a point in which all four queens on the runway thought you were the one to go home.
Uh-huh.
Now, that moment, first of all, being on the runway is intimidating already.
Yeah.
You're under a lot of pressure, and then everybody throws you under the bus. What's that moment like on stage there? Just in general and specifically that moment.
Like, being on stage is, like, when there's so many cameras, and then you're in front of all the judges, so you really want to make a good impression. And, like, at that point, the judges hadn't seen my claws come out with anybody, so I was just like, ooh, y'all gonna make me? And it was eerily similar to when Tyra Sanchez got called out by all the girls in her season, and they all said that she should go home. And I feel exactly how she felt. They're testing me right now, and it's kind of pissing me off. But, yeah, so I was like, like Monet said it, okay, sure, we don't really have that tight of a bond at the time, so I was like, all right, fair. Monique, Asia, like, Aquaria, I could expect. Eureka, I would have expected and respected because for me, it wasn't who had the best grades in school, it was who am I comfortable with crushing their dream? Because somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am about to, like, snatch somebody's, like, livelihood from under them. Who am I comfortable with doing that? And then, I was so offended because it was like, okay, after one girl says you, after two girls says you, now you other two bitches are just going to finish me off, huh? Okay, so that was, like, and I just remember, like, the transition from, like, being on stage to going over to Untucked, me just being like, I'm finna fuck these bitches. Like, just, like, sitting on it, like, I'm I'm gonna just gloves off. Let's just go there. And because I really I didn't deserve to be in the bottom because my Blue Ivy wasn't as bad as it came out. There were some jokes that didn't get aired and stuff like that. But, Asia came to Drag Race without a plan for Snatch Game.
Right.
We had to do 3 Snatch Games in our audition. You don't have one
That's
ready.
shocking. That is the most shocking fact.
Right. You don't have one ready. Monique, if we're talking about the competition, Monique was pulling this fabric off the wall and safety pinning it to the stage at the time. And so it was like, girl, if we're being fair, like y'all say y'all are, you're not ready. You weren't ready today, and you weren't ready yesterday. So if that's the game, then I should have. Okay, so that's why I let have. And people were like, oh, you're being hypocritical, you're being immature. No, I'm being hurt. And that's how I felt, and that's what you get when you hurt a vindictive bitch.
So you were eliminated after the share challenge, though I thought your share look was on point.
Yes. How do you give somebody a share look that isn't a share look, and then be like, I just didn't get share?
Very true. You're like, well, either did I,
right. Yeah, exactly. So that was and you could see when Ru finally told me to sashay away, I was just like, thanks. Okay, cool.
Let's take a sip.
If you sipping, I'm sipping.
Yeah, sweetie, we both got to sip for this because we got to talk about the reunion. The reunion. Did anything of note happen? Lady Red, do you remember? Did anything of note happen in the reunion?
It seemed short and sweet to me.
I bet it did. I bet it seemed zip in, zip out.
You get in, you get out.
So that was quite epic.
It's a lot.
You challenged RuPaul right there on his own stage, which is not something a lot of people have the balls to do or the galls to do, honey. Tell me about what was going on that day.
I had not planned on having any type of epic battle with RuPaul.
Yeah.
I knew that they wanted to get to all the drama. I really came in I think I was kind of disappointing to the producers because they were like, well, how you feeling? I feel good. I just want to get across the finish line. I was trying to stay in such a zen place. I'm just, I just want to and they were like, well, we still need good TV. And it's look elsewhere because haven't you gotten enough from me?
Right.
And the biggest issue was so I've given you your ratings, I've given you your TV, all these big moments. And we get to the finale and little things we filmed the finale before the reunion. And at the finale rehearsal, I could see where my boyfriend and my assistant were supposed to be seated next to me. And then we get to the filming and they're up in the balcony. And so I waited, and right before they brought Eureka out on stage, I walked to the lobby and I said, I'm not going back in there until I find my husband. Because I didn't fly these people out for them to, I need emotional support right now. There's some shit going down. And it was okay, we're done. I've given you your ratings. Just be nice. Can you be nice now? I'm not competing anymore. You don't have to treat me like I'm in a cage still. Just be nice. So I was I'm just not going to give you what you want at any turn for the rest of this. And so. So
they're all with sticks trying to get her. Poke her.
Just trying to make sure that they were going to get a good finale or reunion. And I was like, okay. So I had even texted all the girls the morning of, can we please get through this civilly? Especially, I texted all the black girls because Black Girl Magic, the big one was coming up, and I was like, can we get through this without having a black cat fight? I just don't.
Right.
I don't want that for television, and I don't want that for myself. And so I was, somebody got froggy. I was like, hey, that's your thing. Okay, whatever. And they just could not get a rise out of me, and so then it just got to this point where Ru was the one that was trying, and I was like, it's time to go. It was yep. Because nobody goes on Drag Race to argue with RuPaul.
No.
You want me to argue about drag and race with RuPaul on RuPaul's Drag Race. Nah, I gotta go. No, thank you. I'm not doing it. So that was never the option.
Yeah.
And they were not expecting that.
I bet they were not.
Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Because because the hotel was connected to the studio, to the stage. So I walked from my seat to my hotel room.
Wow.
And it was awesome. And I took my mic off and I handed it to the nice lady and I said, back. And by the time a producer got upstairs, I was out of drag.
Wow.
Cold cream. I was putting on jeans. Hey, how you doing? And I still wasn't angry. How you good? She's like, well, we just want you to know if you want to come back down. I'm going to go to lunch. I'm kind of hungry. Like, deuces. It's such a good thing.
Excuse me, Vixen.
And I think they were trying to, either, get Asia or Rue or somebody to come up and talk. They were like, well, somebody might want to come talk to you. Well, they better be quick because my Uber's on the way. I was not, it was such a good feeling to just be like, you can keep this whole thing. I don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bold.
It was, it's not the greatest career move, but it was what I needed to do for myself at the time. And I think people forget about that.
All right. I mean, you covered it, and you covered it good, sweetie. Yes, you did. Yeah. So what is next for you?
Music.
Yeah.
I've been recording songs for a year. I'm just about done, and I really want to put out a video project. I don't want to do a single. I almost did a single every month because I have so much music ready. And it's, two-step verification only lasts so long. Somebody's going to break through and get on my songs. So I'm trying really hard to hold everything close to the chest, but I really want to put out a project that makes a statement, shows some fashion and some art, and there's just so many good lyrics coming and stuff that I wrote years ago that matters more now, and I'm just I can't wait to give it to everybody.
That's fun. When do you think we might get that? Sometime this year?
So definitely sometime this year. I mean, first of all, videos are expensive.
Oh, yes, they are.
So, she's got to rack up the coin. But that's why we're doing a magic. We're expanding. I'm got so many different sources of income because I'm a smart girl. And so I'm saving up my coins because I want it to be right when it comes out. And so it's coming. And we're going to show Chicago to the fullest. And I'm going to have all my girls in it. And it's going to be a big deal, and it's going to come without a warning because that's how I like to do things.
Yes. I love it. Well, Vixen, I think you're an incredible performer, and I think you said a lot of things and put a magnifying glass up to a lot of issues that have happened, especially within the fandom of Drag Race, that everyone else was afraid to say.
Thank you.
So I really respect you for that, and really looking forward to what you have to bring in the future.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and honey, you turned it so fiercely. You snatched a trophy, sweetie! Yeah! There you go.
Is that what this feels like?
Yes, this is what it's like.
Really? Thank you.
And now that you're single, I know you might need a couple men. So we also got you a lap dance. Yeah! Oh, it's the boys from Oh, yes. That's right.
I'm looking.
Wait just a minute, because something looks good. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. You got it from the front and the back. Wow. Very nice. You don't need to go and grind it. You got it. Yeah, they can do whatever you want.
Give me my purse. I need some singles.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, that Lady Red, take us out with some black lady screaming. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Look at that dirty nasty Queen. Well, we're not finished with the Vixen, of course. You're going to need to tune in to look at her because she's going to be looking and spilling, sweetie. Thank you to Lady Red. Thank you to the boys from Echo V. But mostly, thank you to the Vixen. And we'll see you next time on Hey Qween. Bye, baby.
You're welcome.